how the idea that I deserved to feel better changed me. I've always been careful with my feelings. As a child, adults would call me an old soul. I think that really just meant I thought before I spoke. I kept my guard up frequently because I wanted people to think I was tough. I avoided confrontation at every turn. In my early 20s, I didn't want to go on a date with a guy, so instead of turning him down and facing him, I just pretended like I wasn't home whenever he came to pick me up. It was excruciating. So fast forward to a year ago. I was a mom with 2 kids, married. I was depressed, and I was pissed off. I was angry at myself for not being able to manage my money better. I was angry at my husband for not being able to provide for his family better. And it was easier for me to blame him because taking the responsibility gave me this intense guilt and shame that I was not being the mom that my kids deserved. I had 0 social life whatsoever. I would frequently cancel plans with people, so much so that they just stopped inviting me. I felt alone all the time. But the thought of being around other people made me feel overwhelmed because I didn't want to have to pretend that I was okay. So it just perpetuated the loneliness. I'd become accustomed to being careful with my feelings. I didn't ever want to get my hopes up. I didn't want to set myself up for any kind of disappointment. But what that did is just made sure that I remained in this constant state of disappointment. I did lots of things to try to avoid my sadness. I would binge watch Netflix, movies. I would play lots of video games, even those stupid mobile games on the phone. I did a lot of stress eating and emotional eating. I ate a lot of junk food and candy. Candy always made me feel better. And I had begun this problem with drinking beer practically every night of the week. I wasn't drinking, a whole 6-pack or a whole pack of beers or anything, but I was drinking several a night, and it was becoming an every night thing. I was tired of feeling like a failure and trying to avoid my life. I needed a win more than anything else right then. I wanted more, but I just didn't know where to look to find it. So my mom introduced me to this drink. It was changing her life. She was ridiculously and annoyingly happy. And aside from me thinking at first she was faking it, I finally decided I wanted to be that happy too. We could barely pay our bills, and I know a lot of people in our lives had some opinions with this choice, but I made the decision that I was worth this expense because I needed a way to feel like a person again. Several things in my life began to shift after that moment. My confidence began to grow. I began using the drink as a tool to assist me in achieving my fat loss goals. I was empowered by what I was able to accomplish. My mood was better. My husband and my kids said I was so much easier to get along with. I was motivated. I began to see a picture of the way I wanted to live my life, and I was ready to do it. So I began to promote my drink and my guidance with the drink to try to make some extra money and pay my bills. But once I saw how powerful this was and how much it was changing me and my story, I began to see the need to help others and help them change their stories. There were so many people out there who felt exactly like I did. I wanted to share this idea that if I can get out of this mental abyss then practically anybody can. I want people to believe that they're worth an investment. I'm hoping to find someone who's ready for a change. For such a long time, I was stuck in this negative mindset that thinking, who am I to tell people what to do or what to eat? Well, I am someone who felt pulled in a direction that empowered me to change my mind, my body, and my life. And the more people who are touched by my story means the more people who I can help. So that is what has led me to have the courage to face my fear of speaking. And that is why I joined Toastmasters. Thank you.